Welcome back to math. Today we're going to talk about order of operations. Order of operations. Now the thing that you need to remember is PEMDAS, as some people call it. Or you could say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So, what does the P stand for? It stands for parentheses. Okay? So if I wrote a problem with the parentheses, it might go something like this. 2 parentheses 3. 2 times 3. Or 2 times 3, right? So this is actually 6. But that's a no-brainer, isn't it? Because you only have 2 numbers you're working with. So let's get rid of that. And let's put a couple of other numbers, all right? Let's say we have a 2 times 3, and then we have a plus, or an addition, 7. And we put this in parentheses. What do we do first? We do the parentheses first, is what it's telling us. So, 3 plus, 7 is what?
10.
3 plus 7 is 10. Then what do? We bring down our multiplication sign, bring down our 2. What's our answer?
20.
20. Good job. Everybody sees, do you all see that? Now, that's what you do when you have the parentheses. You do the parentheses first. You do what's in the parentheses. Everybody say it. Do the parentheses first. Okay? All right. So that's the first thing to do. Now I'm going to change this problem. Watch this, how I'm going to change it. Remember we got 20, right? Right?
Yep.
Okay. Now let's do parentheses. Then the next thing is exponents. Remember the exponent is the little number over the top of the big number, right? It's the little number over the top of the big number. So if I have a 2 to the 3rd power, what would that equal? Well, let's ask this. How would I write this out? I would write it out as 2 times 2 times 2, or I could say it a different way. I could say 3, the little number, tells how many big numbers there are. So if the little number is telling me how many big numbers there are, what's our big number? Our big number is 2. How many do we have how many 2's do we have? We have 3 2's. So we could write it out like that. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And our answer is 8 for that. That's called an exponent. So you do your parentheses first, your exponents are second. Okay? Now, I'm going to get rid of this because I want to keep it kind of clean and not confusing you at all. Okay? So far, are we okay? Okay, now, after we do the parentheses first, then we do an exponent, then we do multiplication and division. Now this is where we do multiplication and division left to right. Okay? Multiplication and division left to right. Do you understand what I mean by that? If I have a multiplication sign here, I got a number and another number, and then I've got a division sign here and another number, what do I do first? What do I do first?
Start from the left.
I start from the left. So I'm going to do the multiplication first, and then I'm going to do the division, right? Well, what happens if I have division? I have 2 numbers, I have division, and then I have a multiplication sign with another number. What am I going to do first? I'm going to do the division first, and then I do the multiplication. Why? Because it's left
to
to right. You do the multiplication and division, whatever comes first, from the left to the right. Just like we normally read. We read from left to right. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's the way we do multiplication and division. We do multiplication if it comes first, from left to right. Or we do the division if that comes before the multiplication. We're doing whatever the sign is. What are the two signs we're talking about? Multiplication and division. We're doing those left to right. I know it sounds a little complicated, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I'll give you an example, okay? So, let's say I have 2 times 3 divided by 2. Okay? What do I do first? What part of this problem do I do first? Go ahead. Multiplication, yes, because this is the left side, this is the right side, right? And which sign do I have first? I have the multiplication sign. So what is 2 times 3? 6. Now I'm going to do the division, right? What's 6 divided by 2? It's 3. So there's our answer, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to change this problem now. Okay. Let's say I've got a 12. I'm going to divide that by 6. Then I'm going to multiply by 4. Okay? What do I do first? I do the dividing first because that's the first thing. I'm going left
To right.
to right. So I'm going to do the division first, right? So 12 divided by 6 is what?
2.
It's 2. Now I bring down my multiplication sign. 2 times 4 is 8. And that would be the right answer to the problem. Now let's say I got 8 on that one, right? What if I actually did this problem first? What's 6 times 4? 24. Now I'm going to have a 12 and divide by 24. But that's why we don't go from right to left. I just went right to left, huh?
Yep.
Was I supposed to go right to the left?
No.
No, I'm supposed to go left to right. So whatever if it's a multiplication sign or a division sign, that's what you do first. Starting on the left, moving to the right. Does everybody get that?
Yes.
Okay. So now, let's change gears, shall we? I'm going to change my color. Use blue. And then after you do your multiplying and dividing on that problem, what do we do next? We do our Aunt Sally part. What's the Aunt Sally part? It's adding and subtracting. And we do that from left to right. You are correct. Left to right. Good work. So, if I had 3 plus 5 minus 2. Okay? Go ahead and let's do the problem. 3 plus 5 is? 3 plus 5 is 8. And we're going to take away 2. It will give us 6, right? Okay. Now, what if we did it the wrong way? Would we still end up with 6?
No.
I don't know. I think we might, actually. 5 minus 2 is 3. And we actually do end up with 6, don't we? So that's not too much. You might be able to stumble onto the right answer, huh?
Yeah.
Stumble on it, but once I add this, will it work?
No.
No, it's not going to work. Especially if I turn this into this. Oh.
Wiki.
Yeah. So, let me change my number here. Can we do that problem? What do we do first? What do we do first? What do we do first? Do we do the multiplying, do we do the adding, or do we do the dividing first? What do we do? If you say multiply, hold up one finger. If you say adding, hold up two fingers first, if that's the thing you think we should do first. Or if you think we should do dividing first, hold up three fingers. Okay, you guys held up one finger, nice job. So that means we're going to do this portion first, right? 2 times 3 is?
6.
And then we rewrite our problem, right? Now what are we going to do next?
Add.
Okay, how many people agree with the adding? We're going to add first. Hold on. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Is adding next?
No.
Well, was there any parentheses? No. Was there any exponents? No. Did we multiply? Yes, we multiplied. But what do we do next? Divide.
Deer.
Oh, we forgot the deer. Huh.
Yep.
We just jumped down here to Aunt Sally. Please excuse my Aunt Sally. Nope, not supposed to do it that way. What do we do next? Divide. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. Let's add our 6 to 4. What are we going to get? Everybody should be on this. 10. Now, is that going to give us a different answer than what you guys would have fallen for?
No.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to take this away. Now, I'm going to put 10 up here. Okay? Just because that's our real answer, right? What happens if we did this first? 6 plus 8. 6 plus 8 is? 14. Now we divide it by 2. What is that going to give us? 7. Is that equal to that?
No.
But on a test, they will have this answer for you. Because they're going to assume that you don't know what you're doing. Don't let them fool you. Okay? Remember, what do you have to do? Multiplying, then dividing. Or dividing, then multiplying, left to right. Then you do the adding, right? Are you with me?
Yep.
So don't fall for that trick. That's a trick. They're trying to trick you. That's why they built this way. I hope that the order of operations was helpful. If you need to, watch it again. It's good. And just keep going over and over until you get it. It just takes time. I love math.